What is up, guys? Just in case you didn't have enough fun with bearings last video, got a few more to put in. Why? We're going to be lacing up some new rims on our old hubs, and those old hubs, at which we've cleaned up here, will require brand new bearings. Show you the bearings that came out of here. For sure, grease your bearings. These things are ridiculously rusty. Anyway, grease your shit. In that, these are our hubs. Clean them all up. Little elbow grease and some degreaser and wire brush makes everything all new and shiny again. The bearings we're going to be using are from Pivot Works. We're going to use some Pivot Works bearings. To go from a 19-inch to an 18-inch is pretty easy. You just got to be able to lace a new rim to it. This is the old hub from the 19-inch wheel. Just cut the spokes out, get rid of the other old rim, get a new rim, get an 18-inch rim, and we just lace up a new one. And then you go from a 19 to an 18. Now I'm using the Tusk impact wheels. Why? They're cost effective, to be honest with you. The rims, I feel like the rims are probably decent. The only complaints I've ever heard from the Tusk complete wheel sets is the bearings are kind of small and they tend to deteriorate under harsh conditions. We're gonna negate that fact by using our old hubs with some OEM size bearings. So shouldn't be an issue there. These rims, they're pretty nice. They're real thick. They seem quality. Now, I've never used them before, so if they fail drastically out on the trail, I will absolutely let you guys know, but I'm feeling pretty confident in these, to be honest with you. So we're gonna go from a 19-inch to an 18-inch, and you can do this too. The total cost to do this, I'm gonna leave the price right up here for how much it costs to go from a 19 to an 18 using the pivot bearings, the Tusk impact wheels, the Tusk spokes. If you are thinking about doing this, it's way more cost effective than buying a whole complete wheel set. You know, all you need is a way to balance the wheel, basically. So it's not too bad. You could even do it on your bike. There's ways. Let's do this. Got to be fast. These bearings have been in the freezer. Got two different size bearings. Got a big one, got a small one. These are very cold. These are pretty easy to do. First step one, throw your bearings in the freezer for a little while. And they won't just slide in, but what we can do is heat this up a little bit because aluminum expands very quickly. And we'll drop our cold bearings. They should fall right into place. Let's test this theory. See what happens. Letters out. Let's go letters out. They both have letters. Don't matter. Boom! It's that easy. We'll do the other side, and then we'll throw our seals in. We don't want to throw our seals in now and have them melt, so we'll wait. And before you throw the bearing in, don't forget about this little guy. I almost forgot. I would have had to pull that bearing back out. It's smoking. There we go. A little bit of percussive persuasion. Won't hurt anybody. Bearings are in. Let this cool. Put our seals in. And we got this little retaining clip. Since we're waiting for our rear hub to cool off there before we put the seals in, we'll go ahead and do the front hub. Same procedure as before. Let's drop our bearing in. Should pop right in there. No force whatsoever. I'd be very careful about pounding on that inner race of the bearing, but that was nothing. So that's one done. So we'll get this side heated up real nice. No promises. No promises. It's smoking pretty good. We'll drop that little guy in. Grab this guy, which I never can seem to get in there straight. A little tap-a-rooney. Boom! It's that easy. I think that thing's pretty hot. It's literally melting my ice. So I didn't mention this earlier, but for the front hub, both bearings and seals are the exact same. Exact same for either side. So no guesswork on that one. There we go. Like a glove. And as always, letters out. And get very close to having wheels on this piece. Let's Pretty exciting. These rims, one thing I should mention, look identical on either side with the exception of one side has some DOT information. Depending on what side of the bike you want this stupid writing to be on, obviously how this is placed when you do your spokes is going to determine that. So just bear that in mind. Flip this over. I'm going to keep this writing on the left-hand side of the bike as we're sitting on it. Anatomy of a rim. If we look at this, we have two sets of holes here. We have an upper hole and a lower hole. We're going to begin lacing on the lower holes. Now the lower holes are going to receive the longer spokes. The upper holes are going to get the shorter spokes, obviously. So we're going to start with these. We're going to work our way around, and when we're done, then we're going to cross them over and work the tops. So good. We're just going to go like this. We're going to go like this. That's enough. That'll be enough. Go. So before I true these, I'll lace the front wheel up, and then we'll get them both trued up at the same time, or one after the other anyway. We'll get some of this gross anti-seize off of here, and life will be good. Rims on. Let's do this. Didn't explain how to lace and true the wheel. There's so many good videos out there already explaining this stuff. And if you look closely, I kind of sped through the video of lacing the wheel. I didn't even do it the same way twice. So I think a good place to start would be Rocky Mountain ATV MC's How to Lace a Wheel, How to True a Wheel series. I'll leave links to those below. They're going to give you a better explanation than I am. I'll just kind of fumble my way through it. The other kind of problem is like certainly for truing the wheel, I really need to concentrate on doing that. And if the camera's on, I feel compelled to talk endlessly, and it slows me down tremendously. I'm a little ADD, so like I said, below, I'm going to put links to videos on how to do this. Really, the main point of this video is to show you, hey, you can go from a 19-inch rear wheel to an 18-inch rear wheel pretty easily. Don't be afraid of lacing for sure. Definitely don't be afraid of truing a wheel. It's not hard. It really isn't. It's super easy. Just be a little patient, and I don't know. If you're lucky, it could only take a few minutes. If you're not lucky, it might take 20 minutes. It's really not that big a deal. Anyway, so let's get these wheels on. So I was out cruising Facebook Marketplace. Somebody had a brand new set of these Tusk oversized rotor slash brake caliper holder things. And it was a lot cheaper than you could buy it online. So I was like, you know what, fine. I'll try your wavy rotors. This will absolutely turn into a review later. Aesthetically, it looks way better than stock. I don't know how it'll hold up. Thread locker on here, on each one of these bolts. Hopefully this thing's going to be permanent, because red thread locker on a fucking small Allen head screw is not my idea of fun. So these things definitely look nice. Hopefully they perform well, even if they stop as good as factory rotor size. I'd be pretty happy with that. They definitely look better. I'm pretty sure the OEM round ones are way less likely to get bent, but sometimes it is about aesthetics. Beautiful. So on the rear, I decided to keep the OEM rotor. There's two reasons for this. One, nobody's really paying for this build except for myself. Yeah, I've had a few people help me out. A couple sponsors have helped me out with some discounts on things. But for the most part, I got to pay for all this stuff myself. Now, this rotor is very serviceable, so it will work just fine. Secondly, this is the rotor I smash on things more often than not, okay? As opposed to the front one, which I don't ever have problems with. This rear one, I always kind of catch on things. My thought is on these round ones that don't have a lot of extra edges and stuff, they tend to bend less. I would imagine they would tend to bend less because my thought is that there's less to catch, right? What are you going to catch? It's going to smooth right off. Everything's going to roll right off. So you might bust it up a little bit. For the most part, it should remain serviceable and round and straight. That's my thought. I could be wrong. Wavy rotors look way cooler, but I don't know if they are better. I haven't committed to whether I want to go up one or two teeth in the rear sprocket. I think I'm going to go up one. I will probably order something soon. So I still need a rear sprocket. I think I'm going to go 51 tooth. I think stock is 50. So we'll probably go up one and see if we like it. I think we'll be fine. Most people say they like that. So maybe I'll like that. You never know. You never know. We're all unique snowflakes here. So for all you cheap guys out there that didn't want to buy a, you know, the rim tape or whatever goes on the inside, you could just use Gorilla Tape. That works really good. Or duct tape or what have you. You've heard all this before. Just start it, you know, rip it down the center, and just make sure you cover all of your nips here. We'll just go and punch holes out for the tube and the rim lock. Just get it nice and centered down there, right down the center. Cover up all your nips, and the gods of cheapness will look kindly upon you. For our front wheel, I was thinking about going with a moose for the first time, and I didn't want to fuck with it, to be honest with you. I didn't want to mess with it. Heavy duty, inner tube. It's a lot cheaper, no maintenance, and if I don't get a pinch flat, I'm happy. If I do, I'm not happy. It's 4 millimeters thick, though. This thing ought to be a nightmare to work with. I'm very excited. Got the Michelin man there. He's so happy. Special motocross / enduro. Should be a good tube. Let's see what's up. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get these tires put on. Not on camera because it's going to look like a monkey fucking a football. I don't have a tire changing stand, so it's me on the carpet dicking around with this thing. It's ugly. You don't want to watch it. I'll be back with tires. All right, tires are on the rims. Wheels are on the bike. That looks pretty awesome. So for tires, I went with the Shinko 505 Cheater in the back. I'm fully aware that I would probably be replacing this thing after about 2 rides. These things are super, super, super duper soft compound. They're smushy, but they're great tires for rocks and stuff. Front tire, went with the Golden Tire Fatty. That's what I have on my other bike. I actually like it a lot. Took a little getting used to, but I definitely like the tire. These also are directional, so if you put them on with the Golden Tire on the other side, your tires are backwards. Just bear that in mind. They look like they could be ridden either which way, but they are directional. So that brake rotor looks pretty sweet. Got the calipers all cleaned up. Man, this bike's looking pretty sharp. All I need now is an engine, just saying. But yeah, that's it. That's it. We went from a 19-inch tire to an 18-inch tire, and life is going to be a lot more golden. Check this out, though. I'm a little worried about this. If we look down there, this tire is dangerously close to that swing arm. Now, if we compress the suspension, that linkage moves away from the tire. And obviously, we don't have a chain on, so I don't know where this is going to be adjusted at, but I might need a hope and a prayer to make this tire actually work. They didn't consider this tire when they created this swing arm, so just be aware. First off, I want to say thank you for hanging out with me. This bike is looking pretty good. We went from a 19-inch rear wheel to an 18. That's going to give us a much cushier ride on the trail. If you're riding a motocross bike out on the trail with a 19-inch rear wheel and you finally want to bite the bullet, it's this easy. It's really this easy. It's not that expensive. So many rocks and roots and nonsense on the trail. Your ass is going to appreciate the level of comfort that you will now have on that 18-inch rear wheel. So don't be afraid, trust the process. Again, I left some videos below to Rocky Mountain ATV MC. They have two. They have a wheel lacing and a wheel truing video. I'm gonna put both those links below. They're gonna do a much better job at guiding you on this, because I'm a spaz. I'm a terrible teacher, but I like making videos, so what do? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe, ring the bell, follow along with this build, and what's next? Maybe the engine. We'll see. We'll see you guys in the next video.